First thing we're gonna do is make sure it's all one. So when I give you the clay, it's going to be different broken up pieces that we've reused. Different people have used it, recycled it, etc. So you want to make it one. So you want to stand it. And while you're forming, you want to turn it into a rectangle. You don't want to make it into a square or cube, because the first thing we're going to do is we're going to roll out a slab. And a slab needs to be long, because when we connect it, it's going to be the part here that connects all the way around, and you don't want a super duper thin, what is that called? Walls of your cup. All right, when you're at this point, now you're going to push down with your palm. This is like the strongest part. Push down with your palm. Don't push down so much that it gets super duper thin. I'm just pushing it down so I'm not using the rolling pin forever. Try to make sure it doesn't crack. If it is cracking while you're doing this, it means that it's not moist enough. So you have to add water back to it and then throw it back together to incorporate the water. So this is about as thick as it should be. Think about like maybe your thumb. Then you can start rolling it out. And I'm not going to just do this. I don't want you to just go over it. That's what the mud sticks are for. The mud sticks are going to make sure that it never gets thinner than these sides. So that's super duper important. I'll move my water over. All right, when you're doing it, start slow. If you throw this out, you press it down, and yours is a circle, just join it back together again, throw it again until you get that rectangle, because you're not going to be happy with the size of your cup if you have a circle. So you want to make sure it is long like this. You're going to roll it out. I find that actually using the wooden part while you're rolling out the clay is the best, instead of using the handles like this. So roll it out, roll it out. Make sure that your sticks touch the rolling pin. That's the only way it's going to make sure that it's all level. Otherwise, the sticks are doing nothing. All right. If I walk around and I see that part of your clay is thinner than another part, I'm just going to join it back together, and you're going to have to start over, because I don't want your mug falling apart. All right, now I've got a nice long piece. Now we need to cut out a rectangle, a long rectangle, and that's going to be the walls of our cup. So find a straight point. If you want, you can use your mud stick to help you cut a straight line. I can put one there. And this is going to be how tall the cup is, right? So from here to here. So you need to decide, we don't want a ginormous cup, but we also don't want a very, very tiny cup. While you're working, to prevent your clay from drying out, you'll rejoin all the clay like so. You could always put a little bit of water on it so it doesn't dry out on you. Set it to the side. And cut it. Let's see. It's better when you're doing that first cut to make sure it's longer, because you don't want a very, very tiny cup, but I've done this a couple times, so I know what the proper size of this cup that I want to make is. So there we go. That's going to join together, but you are noticing there's like this V here, and when we try to join them together, it's just going to be kind of awkward if you put it like that. So you can, if this next step is super confusing, because it is for some people, then just skip it and then do your scratching and attaching. But if this step makes sense to you, then what you can do to make sure there's no seam, like the seam of your shirt, right? That's where the sewing is. You can cut off the side so it's at an angle. And then you can cut the opposite side on the other side. So that part's at an angle. Boom. And now they can form together just a little bit easier. All right, now we need to scratch and attach. Let's see if we have a good tool in here. Somebody had grabbed the wrong tools, and I think this is the set that they should not have grabbed from. But I'm going to make it work. There's that metal tool that works the best, or you can use that like thin, spiky one. The whole point is just to disrupt the surface so that when you form it back together, it connects. So both sides need to be disrupted. All right, this container is going to be empty when you find it. You're going to fill up just a tiny little bit of water. This is found in our sculpture center on the bottom left corner of that shelf. So you can help yourself to that. I'm just adding a little bit of water. I want it to be just a little bit moist, not too much. And then try to use pressure to bring it together first. And then once you're like, okay, that's pretty good, now you can go in with like a smoothing tool and you can hold it and try to bring some of the clay over. Making sure there's no air bubbles in there. Air bubbles in the kiln, which is a very, very hot oven, it will explode, basically. And it's just really sad. It's not a huge deal. It's like we're not inside of the kiln when it explodes. So when it opens, it's cool at that point. It's at room temperature. But your beautiful sculpture is in a million pieces, so you don't want that to happen. All right. You can keep working on it until it's perfect. Most of you are only going to get to this spot today. And that is okay, because you'll probably have to restart and try again a couple times. That is okay. If you don't get to this point today, that's okay too. You'll just get another chance. This demonstration took a lot of our time. But if you don't finish today or you don't get to start, we're just going to recycle the clay and you're going to try again next time. But that time I won't be talking. I'll have this video up and you can watch it as I do it, but I won't be talking and I'll give you more time to work. The last thing to make this into a cup is we need to make the base. So this part here is already perfectly rolled out. So if you don't have it a perfect rolled out piece, then you can use the mud sticks again, roll it out, make sure it's the same thickness all around. And then you can either cut it out or you can find the perfect size. I don't think this is the perfect size for my base, but I'm going to see. It's not horrible. Yeah, please don't do that. And then the same thing with the bottom. You'll need to do the scratch and attach. Scratch, add a little water, do the same thing on the bottom, then you put it on. It needs to be nice and neat. Don't just like roll something out really fast and throw it on there. I'm probably just going to have you restart. Oh, at the end, I'll give you a plastic bag. If I see that you are actually ready to put this in, if yours looks kind of like mine, then I'm going to go ahead and say, okay, cool. That person is ready to put theirs in a bag so we can actually save it. If that's you, you're going to be really, really careful. You're going to set it gently inside the bottom of the bag. We want to make sure that it's not bent like that when you put it in. That's not good. What's the point of saving it if you're just going to damage it? I'd love for you to kind of get the air out and then tuck the rest of the bag inside of your sculpture so it doesn't fold in on itself. Then you're going to take a Sharpie that's located in the back by the painting center, but on that rack where we're having the clay, and put your name somewhere on it. It's best that it's on the bottom, but put your name and class code on the bottom so that it can come back to you next time you're in. And another thing you can do if yours is already on the drier side is you could just add a tiny bit of water. You can do a little spritz of water. And that is all I have.